When Rachel didn't meet any of her milestones, she couldn't roll over when she was a baby. She was very irritable. She had a larger head than normal. It wasn't until 4 months old when the doctor said, okay, let's have early intervention come and check it out. They came to the house. They said there's definitely something wrong. And they called the neurologist right from my house right then and there. And the neurologist said that they wouldn't see her for another 2 months because it's not life-threatening.
A 2-month wait to get one step closer to a diagnosis. But a stroll through an Israeli street fair with an NTSAD booth sent the family in a different direction.
And there was a table with these 2 people sitting there, and they had pamphlets and books. And I said, what's this about? And they said, well, it's for Ashkenazi Jewish families. And then I came across Canavan disease, and I saw all the symptoms listed, and I saw a picture of one of the children with Canavan, and he had the most angelic face, and Rachel had the same angelic face. And I said, I think Rachel has Canavan disease. And so at the 6-month visit, we did all the tests, and sure enough, come to find out, she did have the Ashkenazi mutation for Canavan disease. I'll never forget the words, there's no cure, no treatment, nothing you can do. Take her home, enjoy her while you can. She probably won't live past the age of 4.
What Sherry didn't know was that Dr. Guangping Gao, who had helped discover the gene responsible for the Canavan mutation, had been doing all he could for the previous 10 years to find a way to deliver gene therapy across the blood-brain barrier and treat central nervous system diseases. By the early 2000s, he had discovered a vector virus to do just that.
Because this virus has a unique property, can cross blood-brain barrier and to distribute it to wide and broad area of the brain. So that, again, when you have the vehicle and then we have the gene, now we can start our journey to discover the gene therapy or develop gene therapy for the disease. And of course, my mind and my focus still, I trying to develop gene therapy for Canavan disease because that's how I start my research.
In 2003, Rachel was enrolled in a clinical trial to test the safety of gene therapy. 5 years later, she would meet Dr. Gao. He was recruited to open his own research lab at UMass Medical Center, in the same building where Sherry worked.
When I did meet him with Rachel, it was so wonderful. He was so giddy to meet us, and I was as well. For him to be so as excited as I was really meant the world to me, because we've been holding on for so long, trying to figure out how to help Rachel, and then to find this wonderful researcher who wants to. It was just, words can't express it.
And Sherry showed up in my office together with lovely Rachel. That image always in my mind, because through that conversation, I see that how important for me, for my professional career, or even my life, is to be able to come out some therapy to treat children like Rachel, to change their quality of life.
NTSAD supplied seed money to Dr. Gao to develop gene therapy using his new viral vector. This led to larger NIH grants, which led to licensing by Aspa Therapeutics. And in the near future, Dr. Florian Eichler will oversee an upcoming clinical trial at Mass General Hospital.
I think the NTSAD has been a role model in this whole field, and being able to, from the very beginning, bring scientists and clinicians together, also understood how to engage industry partners and create an environment where exchange and sharing, not only of data, but also of insights and perspectives is possible. And so, keeping that continuous dialogue and communication open has really allowed us to move forward in ways that are not possible in other degenerative diseases. And NTSAD has recently launched a whole strategic initiative to understand the full scope of not only research and treatments, but also what is needed for symptom management, for quality of life, and all of those things are equally important.
I, been a member of NTSAD for 22 years, and to know this year we're actually using the words gene therapy is here. We're going to make it happen. It's amazing, and none of it would have happened without having NTSAD in part of my life. My goal has always been that within Rachel's lifetime, I hope that there's a cure. And, I keep on waking up going, it's a new day, let's do it.